So imagine, if you will, you and your fellow teammates in the same group or department all get called into a team meeting. During these meetings, you're informed of various changes that may be taking place in your department, in your organization. And then the floor is open for comments, questions, concerns, criticism. Well, needless to say, not every team meeting ends up being productive. Not every team member offers a contribution for whatever reason. And some contributions are either non-productive or misinterpreted outright. So today I'll be talking about making effective contributions during team meetings and various ways to do so. Although you may not be involved in a work-related environment, I'm sure there are still other outside activities or groups within your organization where team meetings take place. By knowing how to make effective contributions during meetings, you can further improve your productivity and attitude of your organization. Having been in several team meetings where I work, I notice how most members of the team either remain silent or they offer few valid suggestions or comments. Some of them tend to cry for attention, offer nothing useful to the meeting. So I will explain some ground rules for team meetings in the workplace or organization, various ways to make effective contributions during the team meetings, and managing behaviors to maintain effective contribution effectiveness during the meeting. So I'll establish a few ground rules. I found an article on the Association of American Medical Colleges website called Tools for Effective Team Meetings, How to Learn to Stop Worrying and Love My Team. For anyone who gets that joke. According to this article, a team sets ground rules for what it expects in terms of general courtesy and responsibility for behavior. And here are a few ground rules. Participation. Everyone's viewpoint is valuable. Everyone's logical viewpoint is valuable. And sometimes their ideas may have to be built up upon each other. Someone may mention a sentence, and they might have difficulty adding on to it. So, one way to contribute is to sort of raise your hand and kind of add on to what they have to say. Maybe give the team leader some extra food for thought. Another ground rule, conversational courtesy. Listen attentively and respectfully to one another. You just hold one conversation at a time. Try not to interrupt unless it's absolutely necessary. Third is accountability. Team members should be empowered to discuss the application of these particular ground rules during the meeting. Generally, this responsibility would fall under the team leader, but team members are also encouraged to help passively enforce these particular ground rules, so just to be respectful. So now that some of these ground rules have been covered, let's move on to making effective contributions during a team meeting. Generally, people say effective contributions. They think you raise your hand, you say something, or someone else says something, and then you raise your hand and say you agree with them. There are also passive manners in which to do so, and here are a few of the passive ways you can effectively contribute. These manners come from a website of Toastmasters International. Toastmasters International is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping people improve their public speaking and leadership skills. Been around for a while. And according to one of their articles, they say that most tasks cannot be done in isolation. It takes a number of people working together, and if anyone messes up, it doesn't just fall on the team member. It also falls on the entire team and the processes, everything involved. Everyone works as one team. So, a few passive contributions you can make. Be a role model. Sort of the golden rule, treat others as you would have them treat you, sort of takes an introspective version. You behave the way you expect others to behave. You set an example, and you also have minimal expectations that other people will follow, just because everyone's different. So if they do follow you, great. If they don't, simply feel good about what you are doing and how you're acting. Now, stem off of that is the second one, accept others as they are. You can't change people. Everyone's different, everyone's an individual. But you can most certainly change your attitude towards them, or how you react to them. Or if they want to make a fool of themselves, let them. Avoid territorialism. This tends to take place when there are two shifts, generally at a workplace, two shifts doing the same thing. The mentality that one would want to promote is two shifts, one team. We're all in it together. And in that, too much pride in a team can lead to counterproductive behavior. It undermines other teams. So it's best to understand that your loyalty is first to your organization, second to your team, not the other way around. Lastly, I'm going to talk about some behavior management during meetings for both yourself and whomever else may need a little guidance. This comes from the website of a man named Phil Richardson. He's a professional business advisor who helps professionals to work in a real partnership, focusing on the business benefits of teamwork. He says that some team meeting contributions make a very valuable contribution to the meeting, while others may send the meeting off course, confuse, or even upset people. Behavior management helps you make more effective contributions to yourself and enables you to educate your team to make more effective contributions. These would generally fall under the responsibility of the team leader. He encourages it to fall under the responsibility of all team members. Everyone chips in, everyone does their part, everyone contributes, everyone's happy. So, these are dealings, in a sense, dealing with someone who's quarrelsome. Generally, you'd want to keep calm. You don't want to get too involved in their quarrel, don't want to get too involved in their argument, don't let it go to your head. Or, if he's going to present it as an argument for the rest of the team, then perhaps you could silently raise your hand, state your opinion, say what you have to say, maybe ask others for their opinions if he's willing to defend his argument without being condescending or aggressive about it. Dealing with someone who's a talker, the second point, you tend to interrupt politely if you could. If they're going to keep talking, it could possibly stem onto other affairs, outside affairs, maybe problems at home, things that don't really have anything to do with the team meeting. In which case, you could interrupt politely as best you can, without being condescending or aggressive, and try to limit their speaking time. Again, that would generally fall under the responsibility of the team leader. Everyone needs to chip in somehow to keep the meeting going. And dealing with someone who's a know-it-all. This is a person who generally doesn't look for a quarrel, not an argument per se, that they just want to show off themselves. Again, you interrupt politely, try to limit their speaking time as well, and if they're going to be obnoxious, as it will, then simply present what they have to say up for discussion to the rest of the team. If they're going to act this manner in front of the entire team, then they should be able to defend what they have to say. They present themselves so. And so to conclude, today I've discussed some ground rules for team meetings in the workplace organization, various ways to make effective contributions during the team meetings, and managing behaviors to maintain contribution effectiveness during these meetings. So, next time you participate in a team meeting, whether it's at your organization, at church, at a club, competition, you'll know some useful techniques that can be effectively used to contribute to the meeting or perhaps aid someone else in their contribution. So, making an effective contribution during a meeting, whether it's at a team or group or club, not only benefits the rest of the team or organization, it also helps to inspire others to speak up and offer what they have to say, whatever they have to contribute. Considering that, it would be safe to say that when you help someone else contribute, you yourself are contributing. If you add on to someone else what someone else has to say, you're helping them out. You're helping out the team. And ultimately, an effective contribution is really only as effective as you want it to be. Thank you.